Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Telos Buzz. We're not a magazine, we're a live news show.
We're back,
Welcome,
baby.
everybody.
How's it going, Thomas?
It's going absolutely splendid, Liam. I've got a nice cup of coffee here in my wonderful owl mug. And yeah, so I'm having a great day.
Have a cup of coffee. I got this sick drink of lava. You just
Oh, yum. Wow.
That's the best I got. No time to make a coffee this morning because there's so much news.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been a wild week for Telos. And yeah, we're excited to tell you guys all about it. What we're even more excited for, though, everyone, is our interview. We're going to be talking with Elk Finance. We're going to be learning all about what they do, what makes their project so exciting. And yeah, it's going to be a great time. So stick around for that.
But before you do, you know the drill, everybody. What's the drill, Thomas?
The drill is to go and like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel here on Telos Culture. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter as well.
Like button.
Exactly. Click that little bell notification so you know always when we go live for these kind of events. You don't miss out on anything. As Liam said, you know the drill. Go on and do it. We love to see the support that you guys always show up and give us. It gives us so much joy and love.
I thought you were going to bring out a hammer. We didn't plan that bit quite right. She was smashing. So we can measure the success of this show with the amount of subscribers on our channel.
There we go. There's a hammer. Now you all know my hiding spot in my head.
Starting your contracting company, everybody. Telos build. It's a bear market, everybody. Time to build.
Telos Construction over here. Yeah, we're set.
Absolute chaos at Telos Culture today. But we're glad you could join us for the fun. Okay, let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm coming to you guys from Quebec, Canada. It's beautiful. It's sunny here. We finally got summer. It's cold. We aren't too north here, but we're north enough that, it stays cold for a while. Where are you at, Thomas?
Oh, I'm right here in Toronto, Ontario, heart of the GTA. So yeah, it's just a concrete summer over here. And yeah, that's about all there is. I don't have any beautiful boats or the beautiful water that you have, but c'est la vie. This is
if you're watching, got a couple questions for you to let us know in the comments. 1, where are you watching from? Let us know. 2, do you have a question for Elk? We might have some time to get to it at the end. Drop it in the chat. 3, this is a great one, whether you're watching live or watching after. Who do you want to see us bring on? What do you want to see us talk about on Telos Culture? Let us know so we can keep the content coming and keep it, entertaining for all of you. And of course, we didn't say this one. Did we tell people to smash the vote button on Decide Voter Mobile and vote for Telos Culture as a block producer candidate?
We did not. That is a good thing to do as well. Please go do that.
Tell your mom. Tell your dog. Hey, we got Max in here from Sweden. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. We should get into it, eh? Get into some news. How you feeling?
Let's get going. Kick things off, Liam.
I don't have coffee with me right now, but you can probably tell that I just downed an entire cup before this started. So the energy is high today. We're kicking it off. Jesse Schulman interviewed James Pelton on the Telos YouTube yesterday. It was a fantastic interview. Really great way to learn about everything that's going on with Telos and what makes it so great. James Pelton is a super cool personality and thought leader in this space. So it was awesome to see him just come to the Telos channels and hang out with Jesse. He tweeted out about it too yesterday. He shared it. He said, Telos Foundation, the next big blockchain. We already knew that, but I'm glad that James Pelton's 40,000 some odd followers know that now as well. He's been retweeting a lot of Telos stuff as also. So looks like we've made another super fan in James. Really great interview. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's super exciting to see the word getting out. And yeah, I only scrolled through that video just a little bit, but there's a lot of great questions, people really engaging, a lot of them really excited about what Telos has to offer. We didn't know about Telos before. So yeah, always good to see those moments where the community opens up a little bit. Very exciting stuff. So go check it out. That's right, on YouTube.
Looks like we got Justin in the audience, CEO of the Telos Foundation. Thank you for joining us, Justin. Great to have you here, and thanks for all the work you do.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Justin. Now, guys, let's switch over and talk a little bit about something cool going on over on Apix, one of the most popular native DApps on Telos. Apix is going to be hosting another metaverse party. Liam, I know you were at the last one. This time, they're going to be hosting it with Emanate. So, Apix, if you haven't heard of them, they are a social media platform that rewards you with cryptocurrency for sharing your passions with the world, and not just creating content, but liking posts, commenting, curating posts, everything that goes into social media, they reward you for rewarding you for your passion. And they've recently partnered with Emanate, which is a Web3 music platform. They're hoping to decentralize music streaming and empower artists by rewarding them fairly for their music. So, Liam, if you haven't heard of Emanate, you'll have to check them out.
I haven't. I'm gonna have to check them out because that sounds right up my alley. Exactly what I love.
Pretty much does.
Music and NFTs and metaverses.
Yeah, and well, you'll have to be at this one because they're going to be hosting on July 30th. It's going to be a metaverse party. There's going to be live music, a dance floor, an NFT gallery, and more surprises. So stay tuned. Apix is going to be hosting some Twitter Spaces coming up at undisclosed dates to talk about everything that's going on with this party. So go check it out, and you can learn more about Apix's partnership with Emanate in this blog link that we will drop in the chat. So go check it out. Very exciting stuff.
Fantastic. We got Schiefer in the audience here, coming in from all the way from Puerto Rico. We're going to have her on next week, joining us to talk about Telos Aquaria. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, Schiefer, looking forward to seeing you out there. Always great to see you in the audience. All right, what do we got coming up next down? This is the news train. Vote for Pomelo Community Initiative on Telos Works. This is, I think, our first official Telos Works proposal that we put forward as Telos Culture. This is going to be a really fun initiative. We're going to trying to ramp up a lot of community engagement in the Pomelo Season 3. So for those who don't know, Pomelo is a public goods funding mechanism built for EOS projects with an EOSIO plus code base that are considered public goods. Yeah, it's a really great way to just fund development and make sure we're figuring out how to build towards positive sum gains for everybody in the blockchain space. So this proposal is a really fun way for us to just build up some more community engagement. We're going to look at trying to see how many Telos projects we can get onboarded into Season 3, and then create some marketing resources around that, informational content that's targeted at the Telos community to get them engaged. Pomelo is based on a quadratic voting formula, or quadratic funding formula, I should say. So it's not the projects that raise the most money that necessarily get the most kind of matched funds from this big matching pool. It's the ones with the most engagement from a community, like independent people engaging and donating to it. So our goal is to get a bunch of Telos projects involved in it, and a bunch of Telos community members engaged, and of course other members from other EOSIO protocols as well. EOSIO Plus, I should say, name soon to be revised. But yeah, so I just think it'll be a really fun way to keep pushing that broader collaboration amongst all of the chains in the EOSIO Plus code base. Pomelo is based on the EOS network, and we're seeing a lot of collaboration between our two ecosystems. So this is a great way to keep that going. Make sure that you guys go vote for that. Vote yes, vote no. I don't care, just vote. It's important to stay engaged. And let us know your feedback on it as well. Always looking for ways to improve what we do. So check it out, app.telos.net, or go to decidevoter.app and download their app. It's a fantastic way to vote for it.
Oh, Decide Voter is so great. So incredibly
easy. Asking, what's the new EOSIO name? We don't know yet. I don't believe we do yet. Unless this is a question that I should know. Maybe it just came out. I don't know. I'm going to look up it as we're talking. But
all right. As of now, we do not know what the name is, but I'm sure once Liam does some Googling, he'll find out whether the name is available or not.
I think this is who I think it is. I want to know, what's your favorite tractor? More of an inside joke. Okay, Thomas, keep going.
Alrighty, so now let's talk a little bit about what are some things that you can do to support Telos every day. These are a bunch of initiatives that Telos Foundation has put out. So it's Telos Scouts camp activities. Go check them out. Mission NFT. The deadline is coming up. There's about like a week and a day left to submit to Mission NFT. So rev them up, get going. If you've not submitted yet and you're thinking of it, go and do it. Go and get it done. It's coming up on July 23rd is the deadline, so about a week and a day left, as I said. So go. We believe in you so much here at Telos Culture.
Beyond that, even if you aren't an artist, you can make some Telos still by referring artists. So go refer some artists. There is a bounty out there to try and get as many people onboarded into this initiative before it closes. I think it's like 100 Telos or 200 Telos. It's a good prize. And just for, shooting a DM to some artists in the space and getting them to build on our network, go for it. Nothing's holding you back from that. Do it. Get involved. Little hint again, we might be cutting it close to the deadline right now too. One of those people who are like, hey, whip ourselves into shape and get it in. But you're going to see Telos Culture NFT project coming out next week as well. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be lots of fun. I don't know how much we can hint at it, but we've hinted at it for months.
Yeah, so yeah, you guys will just have to wait you'll be on the edge of your seat until we drop all the news there. So just stay on that edge. It'll be, it'll be a good time.
Right.
Couple last things. Go and check out Telos Ignite if you've got a project or an idea that you want that is going to support the Telos ecosystem. Go and submit. They've got a section for NFT projects as well, so go and check that out. And of course, if you like what we do here at Telos Culture, shoot us a vote, like, comment, subscribe,
one more
follow.
time. You know the drill.
Oh yeah, get that drill.
Smash that like button.
The Telos Culture construction crew is back in business, baby. We're here, and we are ready to clean it up.
Just for the
that was a good bit, Liam.
Let's bring in Elk Finance. We got Shiloh here. This is going to be a great interview, guys. If you have any questions as we're going, feel free to drop it in the comments. We got Hardcar saying he's got our votes. Thank you for the support. Always appreciated. Shiloh, great to see you. How you doing?
Hey guys. Yeah, thanks. I'm great. Thanks for having me. It's great to be among some Telos folks. It's one of my favorite places to be.
Of course. It's always great to have you here. We're really glad you're a part of the ecosystem. I think, maybe don't quote me on this, I think this is correct. You were the first DEX to launch on Telos, right?
That's right. Yeah, we were on the EVM for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. On Telos EVM, yeah. So we are very glad that you're here and you came here and brought your community and brought that amazing tool set to us. So
yeah, well, I see you guys got your own tool sets. I saw a hammer and a drill earlier. So
exactly. We keep the good times going. But let's jump into things. Maybe one of the best things to just start with for people who don't know you is just a quick introduction on who you are and what Elk is.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so my name's Shiloh Cliff. So I go by LT Snake Pliskin on Telegram and Discord. So I'm the CAO of Elk Finance. So we basically, Elk is trying to solve some of the scalability problems that are in blockchain today, and the founder, our founder Ball, as far back as 2015, 2016, it became clear to him that there would be some real serious scalability problems just with knowing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and he believed that there was going to be all of these scaling solutions. Terminology wasn't exactly what it is today, but it'd be like different L2s, L1s, and that they would scale sideways and create a variety of blockchains. I think that there wouldn't be like a concise winner, and there'd be constant competition, because you've got some pretty good chains out there, and then you get like this super fast chain like Telos, right? And you're like, man, I want to use that. I don't want front running, So like people want the tech that suits them and the stuff that's faster and better. So they're going to jump around to have their tokens and do transactions and kind of exist in an ecosystem that fits for them, that they like, but they want to have options because there's always going to be something new built. But then everyone becomes siloed. People, users on different chains, EVM, non-EVM, it gets complicated, different wallets, getting to know how to move your tokens from one chain to another, or value in general, is a big, issues. Using, you got MetaMask for these, EVM, and then, you've got distinct wallets like Phantom for Solana, and people can kind of, the cognitive load there is pretty huge. And kind of going on and on. So of course the solution to this has been bridges. But what we've noticed in DeFi is bridges tend to be one of the least secure, if not the most lucrative kind of area for hackers, scammers, and otherwise exploiters. All of the biggest DeFi hacks come out of draining a bridge. I mean, just a couple weeks ago with Harmony, 100 ETH, was taken because they left, I believe, there was some private keys gotten. Won't go into detail about that because we don't know for sure. But anyway, and so there's kind of these weak points. So really what Elk aims to do is have a secure, like deployable bridge infrastructure that can be kind of integrated by developers and projects to, move their token, their project cross-chain. So creating that infrastructure for products to use, something that's safe, secure, and decentralized. And we do that through what we call ElkNet. So that's my long-winded elk reduction.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. Can you expand maybe, sorry, Thomas, I'm sure you have a lot of questions in your end, but I'm curious if you could expand just to touch on what ElkNet is and how that works, or what makes it unique.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm an image guy. So I like to picture like a wagon wheel, like the center of a wagon wheel in the hub. That's how I would picture ElkNet. Now, right now, ElkNet is centralized. Picture of it, it's almost like a blockchain of its own. So it's a centralized program at the moment. But of course, in the next version, we're completely decentralizing it. Now, at the center here, imagine a bunch of nodes, a bunch of users kind of powering it like a blockchain, just like, a proof of stake for Ethereum and validator nodes, and so basically ElkNet sits in the center, and you got all these spokes from the wagon wheel, and they're all going to a different blockchain. Now, how ElkNet works to, transfer value. Right now, you can send elk across to 19 different blockchains, including Telos, and on the EVM. And you can basically, what'll happen is you go to the website, app.elk.finance, and you use ElkNet. You say, hey, I want to move my elk from Avalanche to Telos. So the user does that. Basically, what happens is it gets deposited in a reservoir. That's kind of like the end of that wagon wheel spoke. And it gets deposited into a reservoir on, in this case, Avalanche. And so when that happens, ElkNet picks up the fact that that's been done. It waits for finality, checks multiple sources, and when that transaction is irreversible and confirmed, what it will do is send a message to the smart contract on the destination chain, in this case, the Telos EVM, and it'll basically be like, okay, send from the reservoir to the user's wallet. So it's kind of pretty fast, especially with Telos, but it kind of is low gas cost too, because it's only just the cost of 2 transfers to be able to complete it. So there's actually 2 contracts involved on each side, but I don't have to get into the details. But there's some safety precautions there, as well, against 51% attack and double spends and stuff like that. So. But yeah, so basically that's how it's taken from one chain to another, and the reservoir is basically just a smart contract that holds the entire supply, which is 42 million elk in this case for each chain. But there's never more than 42 million in circulation, and there's certain limits put on how much can go through. Now, to take this one step further, we're talking about using ElkNet to create a bridge infrastructure for other projects, which I can totally get into later.
That's amazing. Thomas, you got something on your end? Or I keep going through some.
Yeah, I've actually been that image of the wagon wheel is kind of helpful for picturing like what it is, what's going on behind the scenes at ElkNet. So yeah, that's really helpful. And I know you guys were saying that you are moving from more centralized to decentralized. And I know, like, since you came to Telos, that was since way earlier this year. Tell me a little bit more about what you guys have been working on since you came on and deployed on the Telos EVM.
Yeah, well, since deploying on Telos, we added a few more chains, namely Ethereum, Optimism, Arbitrum, and I think IoTech's in there as well. We added after you guys. So basically, yeah, now we support 19 different blockchains. You can transfer between any of them, which is pretty awesome. You get to meet a lot of different community members from every chain, and it's very cool. And get to check out the new tech, and you get to kind of actually, it's like going into Ben and Jerry's or something and like sampling all the flavors and you get to see what you like. And, so I've been especially a fan of the Telos grape. So yeah, we've been working on adding more chains and kind of pushing forward, building in the bear market. We're working on adding cross-chain swaps. So that's basically like, let's say I wanted to swap my AVAX on Avalanche for Telos on the Telos EVM, and all that work is done in the back end. So basically, in the background, like it swaps for ELK, sends ELK across, then swaps back for Telos, and it does it all for you in the back end. So that's something we're pretty excited about that's coming out. But the biggest thing that we're actually excited for is our software development kit for bridging as a service. And this is what I was talking about with the infrastructure. So we're testing out this SDK. We're in alpha pretty soon, in the next few weeks, actually, on some test nets, and it'll be pretty exciting, I think. So that's kind of the big news.
That's so awesome, man! 19 chains, it's insane. I don't know, are any other like major swap protocols close to that at all? Like that is crazy to have that.
There are
many integrations. Wild.
There are a few that have them, but the problem is for many of them, like multi-chain, it's difficult. You can't swap between all of them. Like, sure, they have all these chains, but like, if like I want to swap on something like a Telos, I think you can only go to Ethereum. But even though there's other chains supported, and it's a lot of two-way, three-way bridges.
Yeah, it's not very user-friendly at all, right? And I think that's a cool thing about what you guys are building here. It's like super intuitive and what you need if you want to bring more lay people into the space, right? Like, I mean, it's the worst when, like, I was engaging with a protocol earlier today that I thought was built on one network. And then, I had the funds, my MetaMask and everything. And it was like, actually, you need this token on this entirely different chain. And so it's like, okay, now I got to figure out where to get that token and how to bridge it over. And then it's got to bridge to this other one. And yeah, it's just not feasible or usable at all. So I love how you guys are really focusing on this really clean UX. I think it's just going to give you guys a major competitive advantage. And I think that's a good place to really just dive in and pull on the thread of bridging as a service a little bit more. Maybe you can touch more on what that is and dive a little deeper there.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. And like I said, this is the piece we're most excited for. And this has been our kind of build up all along, is what we've kind of, our holy grail, if you will. So basically, we're creating, like I said, an SDK, a software development kit, for any user to create what's called a proxy token. So basically, if you've got one of our Moose NFTs and you can stake some elk, basically the token, you can create a version of your token on another blockchain and actually utilize the ElkNet infrastructure. Remember how I said there was these reservoirs and you could have the entire supply securely locked on each chain to, send to one for ElkNet then to send the message and send to the user's wallet. Actually, the main goal here is for any project to be able to use our secure infrastructure, say like our contracts, which will be audited, to deploy that on their chain and just completely become connected to any one of the 19 chains that we're on. And that's anywhere from main chain tokens, coins like Telos, all the way down to this is BSC coin you created overnight that you wanted to move around. Of course, we're not going to endorse the less secure ones, but the fact is you can do it, and it's an infrastructure for everyone. And so basically a small fee is taken for each transfer, and some of that goes back to the protocol. And basically some of it goes to buy a little bit of the elk tokens, and they have to do when they use our SDK is they get to set a few parameters, and all they have to do is add liquidity. So it's kind of like that old those old ads for like punch mix, just add water, but in this case just add liquidity, and they've got themselves a secure bridge for any token. All they need to do is just have those reservoirs, or they could use a mint burn if they wanted, where it would burn on the chain they're coming from, that token, and mint on the chain they're coming from, or going to the user's wallet. It just sometimes costs a little bit more gas. So that's kind of the biggest thing, and that's bridging as a service. And when we talk about the Elk SDK, that's what we're talking about. So that'll make a lot of revenue for the protocol, a lot of revenue for people using it, and fees will be small for the user. So I think it's kind of a win-win for everybody. And nothing like this quite exists, yet. So we're being very careful and very diligent with building it. So that's why we're doing that testnet rollout first, working out all the bugs and kind of going through that way.
Super cool. Yeah,
that's amazing. I think that's a very needed thing in this space, and especially kind of what I've recognized about you guys is you are a lot about accessibility, right? Like it is trying to just make it easy for smaller protocols and smaller projects to access those services that kind of, again, just like are hard. That like I think some of the bigger protocols out there, there is so many barriers to entries, or you have to be in this inner circle to get on it or something like that. So it's great that you guys are doing this like it's a service. So if you want it, you can access that, and again, gets away from that siloed effect. Also probably super exciting, not financial advice, but super exciting probably for the elk token holders as well, to know that this sort of stuff is coming that's going to keep building revenue for the chain, for your protocol, and create a proper business model for it as well.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, a lot of fun, and there's some fun in that speculation, but we sometimes take a little longer than we want when we're building something, but we never want to rush it, but we always get it done. So so far it's been good.
Awesome. Well, I want to dive really quickly now into just like what's next for you guys. Where are you headed from here? What are the future plans?
Yeah, so like when we launched with a 4-year roadmap that we're going to continue to add to. But I think going above that even 4-year mark at the launch of a project, it can be like, do we really know what things are going to look like that far out, let alone even farther? So there's some big things, I think. And again, the biggest thing here is the bridging as a service for projects to utilize a polished interface to deploy and just kind of utilize that and like just be multi-chain if they want, which I think they're going to, just to check out new ecosystems. It can benefit like even blockchains themselves if their native token wants, they want exposure to another market, and it allows them to work together with different ecosystems. Like, two chains that might be competing then might be able to come together and do some co-marketing. And honestly, that's kind of what I think DeFi is all about. Like, we're all off in our own corners trying to build the best thing, but there's time for that. A little competition and building and making something better, but also kind of working together and being able to have that bridge, to do something. But one of the kind of loftier goals that I think might be closer to maybe the holy grail of DeFi is having an integration where developers can, let's say, like roll out, let's say, imagine a bridge themselves. They could connect Elk automatically, well, maybe with an approval from the community, given security of that blockchain. But basically, imagine they just stake some Elk on a new blockchain, or for a new blockchain, for a subnet, for some sort of new roll up that's out. They just stake some Elk, have a proposal, and they deploy the Elk infrastructure themselves on that chain and connect new chains, to where we just basically go look at the contracts, go look at the chain, and have a community vote and say, is this a chain we want to add, we want to connect to, and kind of creating a bridge there. And then we kind of almost, for the most part, remove ourselves then from, other than for like the checking the legitimacy, decentralize the fact of people just wanting to connect anywhere. So they could roll out, let's say, Elk decks themselves and the ElkNet bridge wherever they wanted. And I think that could be really neat, because then that would impact all of the projects that are using bridging as a service, and they could, oh, hey, somebody added this new chain and this proposal went through, and it could be really exciting to just start. Elk has limitless potential for adding a multitude of chains, because with, it doesn't have to be the Elk token, it can be any token. So that's kind of our goal, like connect all the chains, be all the places. So I think that's something I'm really dreaming big, off-road map, asterisk, not official plans. But I really think it's something we've been talking about that would be really cool.
That's amazing. I love the vision that you've sort of put in place here. And again, it all kind of, to me, like circles around this concept of like accessibility and breaking down the barriers and improving the user experience. All really important things that are needed in the space. So such a great project. Really cool to see this, and amazing to have you building on Telos. Thomas, you got any thoughts on your end? I guess we're getting a little bit close to time, but if there's anything you want to add.
Yes, okay. One last question I have to ask, unrelated from anything you've talked about so far, actually. But as Liam and I are both Canadians, we've got like the moose on our quarter. So we're very familiar with the elk. Where how did the elk come to be? Why the moose? What's the word there?
Yeah, so that was our founder and the original devs who kind of set this up, and so really what it comes down to it, the elk lives in a herd, right? And they all kind of come together, and they're stronger in numbers. Also, it's a 3-letter animal, making a great token picker. That's it kind of walks the line between fun and like professional. It's not like so out there, where it's hard to market to a variety of folks. So it kind of just like fit. And then there's the whole background of kind of some of the Nordic influence of you can get into that whole maybe Nordic references, like we have our one contract, for example, that helps with the bridging, and it's called the Bifrost contract. So which is a a kind of Asgardian reference. So we can make those little in jokes and bring up the NFTs and stuff like that, and it kind of makes it fun.
Super cool. And and Liam, as you've been talking about, and you, Shallows, about accessibility and getting this stuff out there, like sometimes that's what it takes to get people excited and learning more, and finding out how they can, you know, do all the cool things that Elk is letting people do. So yeah, cool stuff. As I say, just we look at moose all the time. So I was
Yeah, me too.
There's
Yeah,
one right outside my window, right there. Look at this.
yeah, we're all three Canadians here talking about the
Oh
moose we see
yeah.
on a daily basis, right?
Jonas, what area of Canada are you tuning in from?
Yeah, I'm at Calgary, Alberta, so right
Nice.
near the mountains, and
Love it. We're
so it's
spread
gonna
out
be
right
nice.
now. Toronto, Quebec, Calgary.
Yeah, yeah, we're just across the country.
Beautiful. All looking at moose though.
Oh,
Getting
what
in
else
our
do you think we do
igloos.
as our pastime, right?
Yeah, we should build igloos and watch moose.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a good point to wrap it up. But the last thing we should say is, where can people find out more about you and get involved in elk?
Yeah, so you can check out our website at elk.finance. You can find our DApp at app.elk.finance. And also, we've got a ton of socials, and we have kind of, which includes kind of our podcast and everything like that. And I can throw that in the YouTube messages here. If you want to check out our socials, our podcast, our Elk Academy, we've got all sorts of things to do. Discord as well. So, yeah.
Amazing. Well, we'll drop all those links down there, guys. Click the things.
Oh yeah, go check them out.
Make sure while you're at it that you smash those buttons, like, subscribe, share it with your grandma, and spread the word about elk and Telos culture and DeFi in general. Let's build the future of finance together, everybody. Just a small feat, but we can do it.
I should also take a moment to shill our TikTok, because we've been really I've been trying to be as goofy as heck doing those, and so they're a lot of fun. So I linked those in the I believe in the message.
Yeah, we got a link right there. I didn't even realize you had a TikTok, so I'm gonna go watch it right after that. That's amazing.
Sweet.
Not a lot of projects are taking that route, and I think it's important, right? Gotta appeal to the Zoomers.
Oh yeah, I have to.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining us, Shiloh. This is amazing. Really a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Great to hear about your project and the awesome work that you guys are doing, not just for Telos, for the broader crypto industry. So yeah, love to see what you guys have been up to and what you guys are dreaming up and working on. Yeah, guys, remember, if you're watching this, we said it, don't make us bring out the drill and the hammer again, but go and do all the things, not just for us, but for Elk Finance as well. Go and subscribe across all their channels, like their videos, subscribe, and join us. We're going to be having another buzz coming up this Monday. Evan and I are going to be going through some more news stuff, so go on, get ready for that. It's going to be exciting times. And thanks so much for spending a little bit of your Friday with us. It was so nice to have everyone out.
It's very much appreciated,
thanks, guys.
everybody. We'll see you guys all again soon. Have a good one. Bye.